Kuru. This is the English soundtrack.
Hello everyone, good morning. For me morning. If you're in the States it's good evening, I believe, and if you're somewhere else it's somewhere in the middle of the night. Well, it is the middle of the night for me anyway. So yeah, hi. Today we have a Vega launch, which is this rocket, and it will take the Mohammed IV-b satellite into a sun-synchronous orbit, and it will join its twin, which was launched last year, and it will make sure it is I believe 180 degrees apart, so they both are exactly at the opposite point of their orbit. This mission will be about an hour long. First of all, the rocket will lift off, so come on, be sharp. So yeah, this part, this is the first stage, which is the P-80. Contains 80 tons of solid fuel, burns out in about 2 minutes. Then this part is the Zephyro 23, which has 23 tons of fuel, burns out in about the same time. Then we have the Zephyro 9, which is again contains 9 tons of fuel. Again contains 9 tons of fuel. Solid fuel again, same as the second and the first stage. Then it will separate, and this tiny bit over here, this will be the Avum. Will take the rocket where it is, and this is the fairing, which separates after the ignition of the third stage. So I'm planning on making a Vega model, in this version. Yeah, I in fact have a model of the satellite on this rocket. I have a model for it ready, but I couldn't have I didn't have the time to finish it. I will be making a staged Vega, but I'm still working on that. I need to draw the nozzles still. So yeah, today we're in for an exciting launch. It will launch at exactly 1:42:27 seconds UTC time. So, and the satellite is a exact copy of the Pleiades satellites that were launched by the French a few years back, and it is some sort of a spy satellite, therefore you haven't seen a lot of images from it recently. And we are still waiting on images from the Kourou launch site and my... What is this? What are you doing, internet? Well, I hope it's gonna hold. It should hold. Let's check the Arianespace Twitter. Oh yeah, there we go, live stream. Yeah. Where's my USB thing? That's literally right. Yeah, let me unmute this and switch over to the second view. And 3, 2, 1, switch. Yeah, so this is the actual live stream, but hey, anyway. And yeah, so we're in for a really cool ride. So just about 10 minutes after launch, it will the FVOOM will have shut down. I believe it's around about 16 minutes, and then the they will coast for about 40 minutes, then ignite the FVOOM again, and then put it into a circular orbit, and then they will launch it. They will release the satellite into its orbit. So yeah, that's what's in store for us today. And one thing, am I still good? Morning, everyone. Yeah, hi, Simon. So yeah.
Hello and welcome.
14 minutes
we are live at the
to launch.
Arianespace Center for the 9th launch this year, and it's a hot night here on the edge of the Amazon rainforest on the northeastern coast of South America, where our mission tonight is to deliver the Mohammed VI-b satellite for the Kingdom of Morocco. There it is inside the top of the launcher on the pad, going through the final preparations before liftoff. That's scheduled in about 13 minutes time, just over. You can see the countdown there on the top right hand side of your screen. This is the Mission Control Center where I am right now. Behind me, the teams in what we call the fishbowl behind this glass are concentrating hard at this point before the launch. And we are traveling on
for the exact
13th
times.
Vega launcher to lift off from the pad here at the CSG. She stands some 30 meters tall, the same height as one of her big sister Ariane 5's boosters, and she weighs 100
first stage, which
tons.
is
That's about a fifth of
P80, which is the big part
of Vega.
Burns out at 1 minute 54 seconds. It separates a second later. Then at 3 minutes and 38 seconds, the Zafiro 23 separates.
And it weighs just over 1 ton.
Then they have a short coast phase of 22 seconds.
Is about 15 kilometers from that pad, and
after
all the teams in the
Zafiro 9
behind me are very cool,
ignites,
calm and collected. They've done this very many
and
times
at
before.
3 minutes 55 seconds the fairing separates, which is
the
this part.
executive vice president of Arianespace, and Luz has come out of the fishbowl to come and join us and talk to us now. Luz, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Luz, let's start by telling us a little bit more about today's mission. Racontez-nous un petit peu plus sur la mission d'aujourd'hui.
Alors, tout d'abord, je voudrais vous souhaiter la bienvenue.
I would like to wish you a very
ici,
warm welcome to all of you, those of you here and those who are following us behind their screens. It's a special mission today for several reasons. First of all, because some of us were here a year ago on November 7, 2017 for the twin satellite, twin to the one we're launching tonight. It was satellite Mohammed Mohammed VI-b, whereas today we're very happy to be with you to launch satellite Mohammed VI-b, which will double the Earth observation capability of the Kingdom of Morocco. It's also a special launch in that the manufacturers of this satellite, a consortium behind the manufacturing of this satellite, are long time friends, partners that we've had for many years. Thales Arianespace on the one hand, our client tonight, and Airbus Defense Space, the co.
And then again,
been working with them for several decades already. It's also special in that we're using Vega, the lightweight launcher of the
8 minutes
family,
exactly. The boom will ignite for a
it was on 13th of
7 minute burn, 7 minutes and 33 seconds. Then it will coast for around 40 minutes. Then we'll have second burn at 52 minutes and 3 seconds, and that shuts down at 53 minutes and 45 seconds, and then at 55 minutes 21 seconds we have separation of the Mohammed satellite.
Liftoff will be taking place precisely at 22 hours 42 minutes, and it will be a mission heading towards the north, the Sun synchronous mission, and then the satellite will go across the Atlantic, come back down on the other side, and then we will separate the satellite Mohammed VI-b.
Indeed, Luz. Let's find out more about our mission.
Bienvenue au Centre spatial guyanais pour le lancement Vega VV-13, 9e lancement de l'année pour Arianespace. Le véhicule de lancement Vega placera sur une orbite héliosynchrone le satellite Mohammed VI-b. Il y rejoindra son satellite jumeau, le satellite Mohammed VI-a, lancé par Arianespace en novembre dernier. Le satellite Mohammed VI-b est un satellite d'observation de la Terre,
Vega
réalisé pour le
launch
du Maroc par le
liftoff,
consortium
and
Thales
if you're
Arianespace
used to the Ariane 5, it will go way
Airbus,
faster. It will
Responsable du système, Thales Arianespace a fourni la charge utile,
twice the speed it will lift off at.
et le sous-système de
It's
transmission
really
des
fast.
images, ainsi que le
It's like an
segment seul
arrow
de traitement de production de ces images.
taking off.
Airbus est responsable du satellite et de son intégration.
But it's
Il a
due
fourni la
to
plateforme
its
et le segment
solid
seul de
propulsion.
planification mission et de contrôle satellite. Le satellite Mohammed VI-b servira notamment aux activités cartographiques et cadastrales, à l'aménagement du territoire et au suivi des activités agricoles. Il servira également à la prévention et à la gestion des catastrophes naturelles, au suivi des évolutions environnementales et de la désertification, ainsi qu'à la surveillance des frontières et du littoral. Ce second lancement constitue une étape importante dans le développement de l'activité spatiale au Royaume du Maroc, et nous sommes très heureux d'y contribuer.
Indeed, and just to let you know, the final weather check was a couple of minutes ago at -10 minutes to launch, and the weather status panel is all green now. So the process of preparing the satellite and rocket is called the launch campaign, and sometimes that launch campaign can take several months. Each launch campaign is a different duration, and during that time many of the teams live here at the Guyana Space Center to work on the preparations. The Mohammed VI-b satellite was built in Europe, and it arrived here at the Guyana Space Center on the 5th of October on a special plane. We're going to find out a little bit more now about the activities during that launch campaign.
So, as you see, the first stage.
La campagne d'intégration du lanceur Vega s'est déroulée de manière totalement nominale sur une durée de 30 jours. Les activités ont débuté le 1er octobre avec les transports
Earth observation sure is big business. Yeah, it is. Although this satellite is a bit of a spy satellite.
un moteur contenant environ 88 tonnes de propelgol solide.
That is
Le
a
deuxième
whole
étage du
other
lanceur,
subject.
avec les moteurs ZN3 d'environ 23 tonnes de propelgol
Lots
solide,
of
et le troisième étage du lanceur, avec les moteurs ZN9
lower
d'environ 10 tonnes de
or
propelgol solide,
satellite. Yeah,
sont
a lot of
fabriqués en
lower
Italie, dans
orbit
les usines
satellites
d'aviodécollage
these days.
et
That's
transportés en
correct.
Guyane par bateau.
But that's because
Les étages sont
was the
ensuite
satellite built by
transportés
Airbus?
dans la zone de
No,
lancement
by
et intégrés sous
Tanzania.
l'étage précédent pour compléter le lanceur. Le
It,
quatrième étage du lanceur Vega,
or
avec les
it
moteurs à volume
was.
en propulsion
Let me check.
liquide avec des propelgols stockables. Il a été intégré sous les lanceurs le 19 octobre, complétant ainsi l'intégration du lanceur après 12 jours de campagne.
Le satellite Mohammed VI-b est arrivé en Guyane le 5 octobre depuis Toulouse en Antonov 100.
No, it was built by.
Le satellite a ensuite été transporté
No, it
par voie
was
routière
built by
jusqu'au bâtiment
Tanzania
S5K,
Space
qui a dû se
and
dérouler toutes les phases de
as
préparation,
a prime
remplissage du
contractor
satellite.
and
Après des tests de bonne
Airbus was
santé
the
électrique et fluide qui auront duré 2 semaines, le satellite a été rempli en hydrazine par l'équipe Arianespace. La revue autorisant le début des opérations combinées s'est tenue le vendredi 26 octobre.
Au cours de 2 semaines suivantes,
the
les essais
co-constructor,
d'affectation
yes.
du lanceur ont été effectués. Ces
Yeah,
essais
but
ont vérifié le
the
fonctionnement
Falcon
des
9
équipements électriques jusqu'à
is
la
gonna
finalisation de la
launch
mission de vol.
72, 73
qui a eu lieu le 30 octobre.
satellites
Le
in
premier
a
jour
few
de ces opérations
days,
combinées,
hopefully.
le lundi 29 octobre, le satellite a été sanglé
So
sur
tons
son
of
adaptateur de vol
great
PLA
things to
937
look
par
forward
l'équipe
to.
Arianespace. Le satellite a été ensuite transféré le lendemain dans le conteneur CCU-3 vers le bâtiment d'assemblage final, FHE, bâtiment destiné habituellement aux charges utiles Ariane 5. Le dernier trimestre comptant 5 lancements, l'objectif était de libérer le hall de remplissage au plus tôt pour le satellite suivant. Le satellite Mohammed VI-b a ensuite été transféré sur la zone de lancement le jeudi 8 novembre, puis intégré par l'équipe Avio sur le lanceur le lendemain, conformément au plan d'opération standard.
Le lanceur Vega
Is it not the first Moroccan satellite? No, it isn't, because the Mohammed VI-b was launched last year in
4 minutes
August,
and
I
26 seconds to launch. A few key people here
So,
in the Mission Control Center.
And I don't know if that was the first Moroccan satellite. Could be. It was. But this isn't, because they already had a earlier launch.
Top à 0-4 minutes.
So the Range Operations Manager has now announced the beginning of the synchronized sequence, the last 4 minutes. During this time, the computers are controlling all the final checks in the countdown. They manage an impressive list of operations, and those are reflected in the status panels. This is the Range Operations Manager. He's the one who announces all the key milestones in the flight. And on the left-hand side, you can see those status panels there.
So you could
there
really quickly see
all green.
The
That's a good sign. Green is go.
Calculated trajectory,
now these panels are
and
reflecting the
so
the systems
they're projecting
the base,
a yellow line
red,
on top of the green line,
signal to
and
those
one
panels, and
while
the launch, all eyes are
satellite
on
is flying,
those panels. In fact,
or
everybody
actually
across
the
range,
solid stages are
and the
still
range
burning.
is the ensemble
You can
of buildings
most of the times
the
they go
Center, and
higher
the
than the green line, and that's completely
dotted
normal.
along the flight path.
What's the
Now,
main difference
these
between the Vega
operations
and
are being
Ariane
watched over
rockets?
by
Well,
teams
the main
in
difference
here
is
at the Launch
that
Control Center.
the
guys and
Ariane
girls
rocket
are 1
uses
kilometer
cryogenic
roughly from the
propellants,
pad in a
and
specially
the Vega
protected
rocket
building. Several different teams in
completely
here.
doesn't use any cryogenic
One of them
propellants.
responsible for the
Also,
operations on the ground, coordinating with
Ariane
mission
5
control
has
for
the
final
core stage and then
authorization
2
to
boosters on the
launch.
side, and
We
this
have
is just
another team
one
which
single
is
body.
responsible for the flight
And
readiness
also
of
the
the
size,
vehicle,
because the Vega is only as tall as
overseeing operations
one of the
from
boosters
assembly of the launcher to the moment of
Ariane
launch.
5. And also
just under 2 minutes to launch. You can see this is
upper stage, so the
satellite
AVOOM
is
uses
in there.
storable propellants,
Vega
and
is standing tall
that
on
is
the
instead
pad.
of
We have
the
3
cryogenics.
working launch zones here at the Guyana Space Center. 1 for each of our 3 rockets. And this is the Vega launch site.
One of the main
it was built on the
differences.
first Ariane
Also, the
launch
difference
pad
in
that
the
was
countdown
Ariane 1.
is that normally you would see T0 of the
and you can see here
Ariane 5
all the invited guests who were
is
inside
when
the
they
mission control
ignite
center now
the
coming out onto the balcony
Falcon
so
engine,
that they can
and
watch
over
the
here
launch
they
with their own
just
eyes.
T0 is also the launch
À tous
time.
de DDO, attention pour moins 1 minute. Top à 0 moins 1 minute.
And we are 1 minute to launch. Our best wishes to all the teams, to the Mohammed VI-b satellite teams, and the
Fingers
Kingdom
crossed
of Morocco,
to
the industrial consortium.
So again,
led
you will
by
see the
Arianespace
yellow
and
line
Airbus,
go a
and
bit
to
above
the
the
teams on
green
the
line.
ground waiting to
That
take
is
charge
possible.
of their
That's completely
satellite.
normal.
Good luck,
Nothing
everyone.
wrong with it.
Let's sit
The
back and
AVOOM will is a smart stage which will correct for all the mistakes that were calculated, and some more, because the solid propellants don't really follow their exactly calculated thrust curves, which is sometimes a problem.
10, 9, 8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, go! Woo!
Allumage P80.
There we go. That's fast, as I said. Go, 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 go. Yeah, indeed. Oh, there are clear skies. That is so beautiful. Hopefully we can see this first and second stage separating. That will be awesome. Also, like I said, the like a firework. Yeah, it is like a firework. Only it doesn't explode. Hopefully. Hopefully we can see the first stage separation if the skies are clear enough. So we're only 1 minute of burn time left in the first stage.
Vega,
so
flight number 13, blazing a trail
check for
across the
that.
equatorial
1 minute,
skies over
58
the
seconds.
He's telling us that everything on board is going according to plan. Right now, Vega is pushing itself away from the pull of our Earth.
No, Simon, it's not going to explode.
Gravity makes us stick to our planet, but it also makes it hard to leave.
30 seconds remaining of burn time.
Lot of firepower to do that.
And like I said, the solids are not really, they don't burn equal, so from the inside out, so that's why sometimes they have more performance than calculated.
The engine on the P80, the first stage.
There we go, in separation, you can see it.
And we saw it burn out there and separate. We actually saw that with our own eyes. And we had that confirmed by the range operations manager, who has also confirmed that we've now switched on the next engine.
That halo was the retro rocket on the first stage fire.
An Italian type of wind, rather like the Sirocco or the Mistral.
Have you ever seen a failed flight live? Yes, I saw the Ariane 5 fail live. I've seen the Sierra 7
we are 83 kilometers above
fail.
the Earth. Can you see it there? And the speed on the bottom right is 3 kilometers per second.
Something else that
Ladies
failed.
And gentlemen, boys and girls, that's fast.
I don't know what it was,
will be going faster.
I know it failed.
And on the top right-hand side is the planned trajectory.
Failed.
The curve is the simulated curve, and the cross is the actual position of the launch vehicle.
And Actually, CRS-7 was one of my first launches I saw, and I was like, what
above
is
the
this
100-kilometer mark above our planet. That
No, the
means we are
Soyuz,
now
I
entering
haven't
space.
seen the
That's the border with
Soyuz.
space.
I was actually on an excursion with school, and I checked my Twitter, and someone tweeted a picture of the Korolev cross, or there's supposed to be Korolev cross, and he said, this is not a Korolev cross. And then I thought, whoa, shite, this is not really great.
From the rigors of the launch. This is
that we have a separation, important event. So we have 20 seconds now, and then it will separate, it will fire, and then 5 seconds later the fairing will separate.
Allumage Z9.
And we've switched on the Z9.
Yes.
Largage de la coiffe.
And we have jettisoned the fairing. We don't need it
we
anymore.
We've seen the sea launch still live. That is cool. That is sort of cool.
Friction. And we can see our satellite for the first time. There it is on the right side of the rocket, the gold structure. It's all folded up for now, and later it'll unfold its solar panels once it's separated, just like a butterfly emerging from a chrysalis and unfolding its wings. The Vega launcher is built in Italy by Avio. Here is the CEO, Giulio Ranzo.
And the engine on the AVOOM and the AVOOM stage itself.
The Vega launcher is the smallest of the European launchers operated by Arianespace.
Oh yeah.
It has set the world record in terms of precision.
My model rocket also failed, which I saw live. With, if we count that, I have seen
where we are developing Vega C,
probably
which will fly
over
for the
10
first
failures.
Time in 2019. For Vega C, we successfully tested the new second stage Zephyr-40 and P120C, which will be used as the first stage for both Vega C and Arianespace.
I was going to say the
Behind
AVOOM
me, you see the new
uses
a
Russian
Vega C,
engine,
which
or
is
actually
manufactured with a revolutionary anisogrid composite
a
material.
Ukrainian engine.
At the same time, we are working also on a new version of Vega, Vega E, which will fly for the first time in 2024. Last week, we tested a technology demonstrator M10, the new cryogenic methane engine for Vega E.
Yeah, the Vega E is going to
to
use
Arianespace and ESA are ready to demonstrate.
Ooh, there we go.
Like
just like on look at your screen to the rocket. Just like on the Vega mission with its sister satellite, the third stage does a flip, sort of flip, which is due to it has a set apoapsis.
Vega is particularly well suited to launching
and when it hits that apoapsis in its orbit, it points downwards to limit its
Indeed, this is
vertical
the
speed,
15th
which is a really
satellite
cool
to travel on board Vega, and we have 11 more in the Arianespace order book.
Yeah, it's a really cool feature.
So
now we have a
switched
short
its engine off and been jettisoned, losing weight all the time.
and the real space shuttle.
And
yeah, I haven't seen
what we're looking at
fail.
here is the upper stage, the AVOOM upper stage. The main propulsion phase is now finished. We've got away from Earth, and there's our flight path. Galileo is
Acquisition de la télémesure pour la station de Bermude.
So we have acquisition of signal at the Bermuda tracking station. So Galileo was our first tracking station in the Guiana Space Center, and then we're heading north. We've picked up the signal in Bermuda.
They're in a polar orbit,
will be St. Hubert,
so
which is in Canada. We are using telemetry to track the vehicle.
Station at the launch site will
Vega
also
is sending information to those ground stations along its flight
capture
path,
the separation
and then
and
send that data to the
third burn
teams
of the
here at the
AVOOM.
Guiana Space Center, and that allows everybody, well, certainly the teams in the CVI who will be visiting later, to monitor the flight in real time. Looking here at the AVOOM upper stage, on the left-hand side, the white cone, And that's what's left of our rocket.
Tous les paramètres à bord sont nominaux.
This is the scheduled moment.
Premier allumage de la VOOM.
And it has been confirmed.
There we
the
go.
AVM upper
First
stage has switched on its
upper
engine
stage
for its
mission.
first burn. So we've really started the next phase of the journey. AVM has taken the wheel. Its job is to deliver our satellite to its required drop-off point in space. Once it does that, the Mohammed VI-b satellite will be able to join...
à bord sont nominaux. Le pilotage est calme.
All going well. It'll be able to join its twin, the Mohammed VI-a satellite, as the second satellite in Morocco's Earth observation program. The first satellite has already been performing flawlessly since Arianespace launched it a year ago. Morocco is a modern society, and truly...
This one's going really well. Yeah, it is. It is... well, we're not even finished yet, but...
Stretching from the Sahara to the gates of Europe and a link to Africa, with its rich cultural heritage and modern society, its breathtaking landscapes from the coasts of the Mediterranean and the world-famous surfing spots on the Atlantic, to the snow-capped peaks of the Atlas Mountains and the oases and dunes of the desert, Morocco is a land of magnificent landscapes and cultural heritage. Under the guidance of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, Morocco is resolutely turned towards the future. The country has a booming automotive industry, and it's now Africa's leading producer of vehicles. Morocco's industries and businesses are thriving. This, combined with tourists attracted by the country's culture and scenery, make it no surprise that Morocco's many airports are experiencing a double-digit increase in passenger traffic year after year. A kingdom steeped in history, Morocco is nurturing and restoring its rich heritage as a witness to history for future generations of people to enjoy from every part of the globe.
But this satellite is partly a spy satellite, therefore we haven't seen a lot of images from it. So for me it was hard to create a satellite, and it is my impression of this from what I've seen.
Speaks loud for the kingdom's commitment to the sustainable development of our planet. Thanks to the mobilization of surface water, the extension of Morocco's gigantic solar power station over 200 acres near the historic city of Ouarzazate, and the creation of new wind farms, renewable energy will make up over half the country's electricity mix by 2030. With enormous phosphate resources estimated at 75% of the world's reserves, and as the world's largest exporter of phosphate, thanks to the OCP group, Morocco has been able to develop all the value chains of this ore and help agriculture all over the world, and in particular in Africa. With its rich and important biodiversity and a long cultural history spanning several thousand years, Morocco is a 12-fold secular civilization which lives and breathes a real meeting of cultures from Arabic and Muslim to Berber and Hassani, enriched by African, Andalusian, Hebrew and Mediterranean influences. Its position at the heart of a triangle of relationships between Europe and Africa and Asia and Africa make it a player in world trade. Nowadays, its Tangier Med port is known as the new Mediterranean hub. Morocco's ambitions for industrial acceleration are reflected in things like its burgeoning aeronautics industry, a rapidly growing sector which is becoming a driving force of economic growth, making the country ever more attractive to business people, industrialists and tourists alike. And now, Morocco has the LGV, Africa and the Arab world's first high-speed train line. It was inaugurated last Thursday by His Majesty King Mohammed VI and the French President Emmanuel Macron. This first high-speed link between Casablanca and Tangiers marks the partnership between France and Morocco, a partnership which helped pave the way for the Moroccan space program.
Yeah. The Challenger was a really stupid thing.
Well, I don't know about you, but that certainly made
Are you
me
okay
want to
restreaming
return
this
to
music?
Morocco, what a beautiful country.
And
during that film,
yeah, I'm
I'm
not yet making money of this, so I don't really care that the
Canada.
music is probably going to be copyright strikes.
Is the fruit of an important collaboration
So
between
if I'm getting
Europe's
more
two
viewers
biggest space
in
industry.
the future and
To the CEO
it is
of
getting
Arianespace,
monetized, I probably will have to mute the music, but for now I don't care.
C'est une grande fierté pour Thales Arianespace et Airbus, à peine un an après le lancement du satellite Mohammed VI-a, de
But it
pouvoir
is,
compléter la
I have
capacité spatiale
one
en
from,
optique de très haute résolution pour le Royaume du Maroc,
I believe
avec son jumeau, le satellite Mohammed VI-b, placé sur la même orbite que le satellite Mohammed VI-a,
no, not from
qui s'acquitte parfaitement de sa mission.
From one of the Ariane 5s 2 months ago, I got
des zones d'intérêt stratégique, tout en apportant une continuité et une garantie de service pour les applications civiles et gouvernementales. Le lancement d'aujourd'hui constitue une étape majeure dans le déploiement de la constellation de ce programme d'observation de la Terre, extrêmement performant pour le Royaume du Maroc. Au nom de notre consortium industriel, je remercie très chaleureusement le Royaume du Maroc, ainsi que les équipes de Thales Arianespace, d'Airbus, d'Arianespace, et de nos partenaires industriels pour le professionnalisme et la qualité de la coopération. C'est une nouvelle et très belle démonstration de l'excellence de l'industrie française au service de notre client, le Royaume du Maroc,
What do you think of the new spaceports they're going to build in Scotland and in Azores? And Scotland is a really good way of getting into polar orbit, and the Azores is
we have 30 seconds
to,
left of propulsion,
but they can get
in upper stage.
To a. I don't really know about the Azores. If they're going to build one in Scotland anyway, then the Azores is a bit useless.
Our altitude, 308 kilometers above our planet. You can see on the top right-hand side
the
of the
Azores,
screen,
if they launch,
climbing into space,
if they launch to the desert, if they launch over Africa, if they're allowed, then it is a really cool launch site.
Has switched off its
but
engine,
if they
so this means
don't,
that
I don't really see the point of it because it's
phase.
Lower.
That means we're traveling without
if
propulsion.
they can only go
high
retrograde
enough
orbits,
and fast enough to cruise without the
seems
engine. And
a
this
bit
lasts
weird.
just over 36 minutes. So we've begun the orientation phase. You can see on the right-hand side of your screen the image of the launcher twisting a little. That's because the AVM upper stage has to
now we're in the barbecue phase. Hey.
Onto a very precise orbit. Right now it's orientating itself, putting itself into the correct position to separate the satellite later. We're also entering a barbecue phase, which basically means that we rotate on a spit, just like on a barbecue. And that's to maintain the temperatures evenly, because of course we have the hot sun on one side and cold space on the other. Now the AVM upper stage is due to switch its engine on again in about 35 minutes
think I'm
time
confused
for a second burn. So
let
we're
me,
going to take
let me
a
check
break,
the location
for
of Azores
roughly 20
before
minutes.
I can get an opinion.
During that time, we will have a planned gap in visibility of the ground stations. That means that we will go out of the range of the ground stations for a while. The St. Hubert tracking station is scheduled to lose Vega's signal at about in about 2 minutes' time.
Let me check.
And then we plan to pick it up again at the station in Murcia, in Australia.
But they can't
31 minutes later.
launch.
So during that time, we won't be getting
westward.
any information from the launcher, and that's perfectly
But it
normal.
is I think it's mostly for polar orbits because it is even higher than the Wallops launch
I shall be back
site.
Here with you at 11:25 at night here in Kourou. That's 3:25 in the morning in Morocco and in Paris.
But it is great for the Pegasus.
Universal time. In the meantime,
I think if Scotland remains a part of the UK after Brexit, if it happens, which I hope it doesn't, then the Scottish spaceport won't happen. Yeah, I think so. Well, the ESA can decide anyway. It doesn't matter if the European Space Agency still has the UK in it or not. If Scotland gets separates from the UK, they might. But anyway, the Scottish spaceport is great for polar orbits because it's really close to the pole. I thought there was a second referendum planned, but I don't live in Scotland, so I couldn't really care less. sorry Scotland, but no. But the Azores might be a really cool place to launch. But they can also launch eastward, which makes them go into low inclination orbits or even higher inclination orbits. But I don't know, what is the exact location? Like the the lowest, or I want to know the geographic. Come on, point it. $37 degrees. Yeah, it is. It is higher than a Wallops and both of them. Yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna do a bit of self-promotion in the chat room of the real channel. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna paste my own stream. Am I allowed? I don't know. If I'm gonna be blocked, sorry. I've been doing this throughout my stream. Oh, it does. Hell yeah. I love this. Okay. I always hate people that promote their own channel, but I'm doing the same here. Well, doesn't matter. I've tagged Tim Dodd in some of my stream links on Twitter, but he is not responding. He should watch me. Well, They let you post the link. Was it blocked? No, it isn't. It's still here. Look, it's still here. Try it without the URL. Okay. Is it there now? Then they block it, but they don't tell you. Mostly they just block it. But it's all. No, guys, please. I really should do a Kerbal Space part of this. Now all the flat earthers take over. No. Yeah. Lol. Well, oops. I couldn't care less because SpaceNet.tv is still having my stream hosting, so, and it will be up there anyway. Yeah. Open the stream in a private window. Yeah, well. Well, I have it. I can go to Discord again. Well, I don't really. Doesn't really matter anymore. I was gonna check for the next launch because we have apparently tons of launches next week again. We have on Monday we have the PSV XL, no time yet, and then we have on Thursday the Delta IV Heavy, no time yet, and then again we probably have the Falcon 9. Just because you don't care doesn't mean I don't understand. Yeah. Well, I think I understand if they block me. And then, oh yeah, the 3rd of December we have the Soyuz launch with the crew to the station. Then again, we have the 4th, we have Sierra 16, and 3 hours later we have the Ariane 5. Ooh, this is exciting times. So yeah, I hope this gets to it in orbit. It is 3 o'clock, yes. Oh yeah, I've been working on this bit by bit. Ooh. and it is really coming together now. There's one giant stack now, so Simon knows what it is. Simon has seen it in real life, and it is pretty big. Yeah, this is the tower for the shuttle launch complex. It is really cool. So yeah, we have still over 20 minutes, a little bit under 20 minutes till they resume the launch. Sorry for yawning. How are the details coming along? All over here there needs to be diagonal spars everywhere, and those are horrible. Those are really horrible in the FSS, and then again I need to build the rotating server structure, which will be a nightmare, but I'm gonna finish the ISS first. I've cut out most of the solar panels now. I've been working on them, and yeah, I'm gonna make the solar panels first, and then have all these trusses, and then finish the few remaining modules. I think they did. Yeah, they did block me. Well, yeah, awesome it is. And in February I will be at a model building event where people that build models from all things get together and show their stuff, show their models to people that like model building. So yeah, always fun times, fun. Yes, it is indeed going to be a bastard to build, but hey, I bought it anyway, so I need to finish it. It cost me over what was it? I don't even know what the price was, but it was expensive to get it here. But I'm really happy I did. I'm gonna open this chat room. Where's the event happening? It is happening in Goes, and it is 2 days. It's on a Saturday and a Sunday. Friday I need to get everything there, a whole box of models, and I will be taking my Lego Saturn V. That is really cool if it's on the table right there. In February somewhere. Yeah, I know the dates already. I'll look them up for bless you. I'll it is the 23rd and 24th of February 2019. Well, you've seen my models already, so. So the new Northshot station in Australia will see the second burn and separation of the satellite, which is pretty important. Well, it's pre-programmed into the flight computer, but I haven't seen everyone else's though. Well, it is. I don't think there. I'm the only. I think I'm the only one with rockets there. So there are not a lot of people that build rockets over here. Do you think I might, but if I have it finished by then, I will first put it on display like at the fair, and then I will bring it to Aviodrome, which will be awesome. One of my models being in a actual museum. And one thing I don't know if they are using them already. The tanks on the Evoom used to be made of titanium, but they are now making them from aluminium, because the titanium spheres would would not burn up in the atmosphere and would actually get to the ground. And last year they found one in India, because it was from one of the first flights, and they didn't deorbit the first stage by then, so they had to they recovered one of these spheres, and it was really intact. It was because titanium has such a high melting point, so they switched over to aluminium somewhere along the lines of this year. But so now the aluminium spheres burn up in the atmosphere. That'd be cool to find, but dangerous. Yeah, you can actually kill someone with it. Imagine being killed by space debris. Not fun. Not fun at all. But yeah, we just have a few minutes left before they ignite the second stage again. But yeah, we have 4 people watching, yay. Woo. 3. Wasn't there a woman in the US hit by space debris? I think she was hit by a meteorite, or the meteorite just barely missed her. Somewhere along those lines it was. Yeah. I mean the propellant residue. Well, there isn't much propellant left in the tanks because it has been depressurized and probably burnt of it, because they, as you see on the AVOOM, there are thrusters on the side, and these are also connected to the tanks. So once they do the deorbit burn, they vent all of the fuel, and this makes sure the fuel doesn't explode. Do you reckon that the interstellar asteroid is an alien device? No, it probably isn't. It is not. There's not really a... No, it to be fair, it can't really be... Well, there is a chance, but that is not what the... Well, the research was a bit flawed, so nah, it's not. And it is on an escape trajectory anyway, so it's not gonna hit Earth. So I've slept for about 7 hours before this, but I'm still tired. But it's accelerating and no one knows why. Maybe it has a higher albedo, or the what was it? Tchaikovsky effect has something to do with it, because we don't really understand the Tchaikovsky effect. And maybe it is something. Well, and if it's accelerating, it's not heading towards Earth, so. I'm not scared in any way, so. Evaporation, yeah, that could, but then it would be some sort of comet and we would see a tail, and I don't think a tail has been observed. Yeah, but it as towards the research of the Harvard scientist, a lot of people said it were just assumptions made, and it wasn't, they didn't really have proof of this. And yeah, we're not really relevant because if we continue our lifestyle for another 100 years, we'll kill the Earth. That's for sure. So aliens don't really care about us, and they shouldn't. Humans are not a cool species to get in touch with.
Hello again, and
yay,
welcome
they're back
to our live broadcast here at the Arianespace Center. You're looking there at not the real Ariane 5, but a model here at the just outside the Mission Control Center. We are 43 minutes into the launch of the Mohammed VI-b satellite for the Kingdom
and on the
of
background,
Morocco,
just squeezed
right now,
within
it's
the
flying through
Ariane
space,
5 and Ariane 6, you can
to
see the
what's left
Vega
of the
C
Vega launcher, the
model.
upper stage. The upper stage has switched off its engine. That was about 25 minutes ago. We've been coasting without the engine ever since in the ballistic phase. That means without propulsion. We're outside visibility of the ground stations right now. All part of the plan, all normal. Vega is scheduled to check in with New Norcia in Australia in 15 minutes time.
Awesome replays.
The story so far. We lifted off from the pad 44 minutes and 36 seconds ago at 10:42 here in Kourou at the spaceport. The satellite travelling on board a Vega launcher number 13, VV-13, the 13th one to lift off since it took to the skies in 2012. And the first 3 stages all went according to plan. The powered phase of the flight lasted 6 minutes and 30 seconds and got us into space. Then the next phase started when the Avum upper stage switched its engine on. Its job is to deliver our satellite onto its orbit. It switched its engine off again, and we went into our ballistic phase before switching the engine back on.
Well, we haven't switched the engine back on. We still
the separation of the satellite, and that's what it's going to look like. Now, building a satellite is no small feat. It's a big and complex engineering project which takes a lot of time, a lot of people, and a lot of expertise. And once we're in space, we can't go and repair it, so everything has to work absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, so...
And that's why engineering for space is such high quality.
About 10 minutes before the
every component is stress tested,
separates.
Every system validated. And, of course, satellites also need ground systems. The control centers where the teams fly the satellites. And, of course, we need to collect the data and analyze it. And this involves a lot of teamwork. The Mohammed VI-b satellite is the result of excellent collaboration between the Moroccan teams and the industrial consortium led by Thales Arianespace. Together, they have created an advanced satellite with cutting-edge technology.
Nathalie vous a présenté la mission du satellite Mohammed VI-b et décrit l'intérêt qu'elle représente pour le Royaume du Maroc. Richard et moi souhaitons vous parler de cette nouvelle étape majeure pour le programme, qui est le lancement du satellite Mohammed VI-b. Nous voulons d'abord remercier l'ensemble des équipes qui ont contribué jour après jour au succès de ce projet. Nous adressons un salut tout particulier aux équipes marocaines et à celles d'Airbus et de Thales Arianespace.
Merci Jean-Marie. Depuis le lancement du satellite Mohammed VI-A, les équipes marocaines et françaises ont travaillé en étroite coopération pour la réception du système. En parallèle, les activités de fabrication et de test du satellite Mohammed VI-b se sont poursuivies pour être au rendez-vous de cette campagne de lancement.
The Mohammed satellites are a copy of the French Pléiades satellites.
En effet, le programme a
the only
passé
thing
toutes
that
les
is
étapes de
different is
validation
the
avec
size
succès.
of the solar
C'est avec joie
panels.
que nous sommes de nouveau rassemblés ici pour lancer, dans le respect des délais initiaux, ce second satellite complémentaire au système déjà opérationnel.
Pour cette seconde campagne de lancement, nous avons retrouvé avec un grand plaisir les équipes d'Arianespace et du CNES. Nous les remercions pour leur efficacité et leur capacité à faire de ces missions de grandes rencontres techniques et humaines.
En parallèle du lancement, les équipes ont également préparé ensemble les activités à venir avec tout d'abord le premier contact avec le satellite mis en orbite, sa mise à poste et les tests du système complet à 2 satellites. Nous remercions à nouveau le Royaume du Maroc pour ce partenariat remarquable et pour la confiance qu'il témoigne envers le consortium Airbus et Thales Arianespace.
Et maintenant, souhaitons bonne chance au satellite Mohammed VI-b.
Absolutely. Now, we talked about telemetry earlier, which is how we find out about what's happening to the launcher. It sends a signal to the tracking stations along its flight path. They have big dishes which listen out for the rocket as it flies over. Now, we've been outside the range of the tracking stations for approximately half an hour, and during this time, Vega should have been storing information about the flight, and soon we're scheduled to check in with the tracking station in New Norcia. That's actually a European Space Agency tracking station near Perth in Western Australia. It has a dish of 4.5 meters wide. It can track objects up to 100,000 kilometers away, and it's been used for European Space Agency spacecraft. Now, the teams at the tracking stations send the information coming from the launcher here to the CVI. The CVI.
Acquisition de la télémesure lanceur pour la station de New Norcia en Australie.
So the range operations manager has confirmed that we've picked up the signal and in New Norcia, and they're sending the information to these teams here at the immediate visual
So we
control
should come up
center,
on the AVOOM ignition, which burns for just over a minute,
in real time, and also using the information to make an evaluation after the
and we have
flight
mission
to
success.
see how it went. He's telling us that everything's going according to plan on board.
It's a real sausage festival over there. Yeah,
flight data on the bottom of the screen has returned. And of course now Vega should be sending all of that information that it's stored during its gap in telemetry to the New Norcia station. And then of course New Norcia sends that here to the CVI. Can you see Vega turning? Now these are...
Manœuvre d'orientation avant le deuxième allumage de la VOOM.
He's telling us that this is the orientation maneuver before the second burn of the AVOOM upper stage. These are CGI images, computer-generated images. The experts put a lot of information into the computer, and these are a simulation.
If they ever launch astronauts into polar orbit, they probably would call it New Norcia.
Giving us an idea of what it looks like.
Who are they going to be spying on now?
Getting ready to switch its engine back on. It has to circularize its orbit. At the moment, it's on an elliptical orbit. That means it's the shape of an egg, an oval.
Deuxième allumage de la VOOM.
And he's confirmed that we've switched the engine back
there
on.
It is.
So now
it is adjusting.
We need to turn that orbit into a circle, and we need a little bit of power to do that. The AVOOM upper stage
has really low thrust, therefore it needs to burn for...
It's the clever part of the launcher, the smart stage.
A minute to circularize the orbit.
Its job is to deliver the satellite to a specific orbit, and it's designed to inject different payloads into different orbits. The upper module contains the avionics. That's the sort of thing you find on aeroplanes. Flight control systems, navigation, communications, that kind of thing. Then the lower module is the propulsion module. It has 4 tanks containing 2 types of liquid propellant.
La propulsion est nominale.
And the propulsion is normal.
No,
the engine can switch on and off
the
up to
AVOM has 6
times.
tanks. But
and the satellite's attached using a special dispenser.
The render is actually
it's developed
wrong.
by a
it has
Ukrainian
2 more
company
tanks.
called Yushnoye. Interestingly, when it crosses the border to Italy, where it's integrated by the Italian company Avio, it becomes Italian.
Deuxième extinction de la VOM.
So we have the second engine shutdown of the AVOM upper stage. So we are now on our orbit.
Yes.
Altitude 611 kilometers. Our distance, 17, nearly 18,000 kilometers, is our distance.
I don't understand why they gave us
straight line
the
across the Earth from the launch pad to the
more
position where the
cheesy
launcher is
animation,
now
while
over the
on
Earth.
the screen of the
7.64
mission control they have a much better render of
the
this.
AVOM upper stage is now in what
launch
some people
shuttle.
like to call the space ballet. It's getting ready to release the satellite, and it has to go through a very precise, very carefully planned set of maneuvers. Everything's going well. We need to orientate the satellite correctly so that we can set it on the right path.
Yeah, sometimes
top right-hand side, you can see how we
like
climbed initially very steeply
they are
into
talking
space.
To school kids.
Then
but
we plateaued out a little bit so that we could pick up speed
AVOM actually has
and then
6
start going higher and higher into
tanks,
space.
2 for
Now at
helium, 2
612
for the
above
fuel,
our
and 2 for the oxidizer. And please don't ask
the upper
me
stage
what those are. They are
some
hypergolic.
nozzles to orientate itself.
Separation.
And we have confirmation of the separation of the satellite, the Mohammed VI-b satellite. Bing.
Okay. Yay. We have a launch. Oh. No. Hey, come on. Okay. How do I... Seriously? No. You are muted. What? Okay. Sorry. Technical issues, yeah. No, I was gonna close off this stream with like me, but then this is the same scene as the intro. So and in the intro I stick my intro with the Earth spinning and the countdown in front of it, and when it ends it shows my face, so I don't need to do any keys to switch scenes. But yeah, hypergolic. Well, they use... I'm gonna use Google for this. Since we're in the after launch phase anyway, it uses unsymmetrical dimethyl hydrazine and N2O4. So UDMH and N2O4. That is the hypergolics. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, if you stumbled upon this, please subscribe. I do more of these, and yeah, have a good night, and for everyone, please share this video with your friends, family, whatever, if they like the if you like this, and we hopefully see you next time, and until then, thank you, bye, and ad astra to the stars.